It's artifacts and big racks here. Look at that. Boy, is it wet. It's good for the cucumbers, but you can't rototiller and you can't do any hoeing, so the weeds start to take over. So obviously you can't get in the fields to do any hunting. So we're going to do a review here, and I'll show you the second frame that I filled this year. I just love the color on this piece. Flint Ridge with yellows and reds and pinks and white. It's a nice tool, nice knife, something. That would have been a nice Adena, and it's shattered. And it was a local piece too, so there's enough of it. I kept it for the display. Decatur blade. I love these two guys. They were found very close to one another. These little perforators. Perforator. Look at this. Nice tool. Whew. Beautiful upper Mercer. It's more churty. It's a nice knife. Borderline like Nelly. Really nice end scraper. The lip on that guy. It really scraped the meat and fat off some hides with that. A McCorkle, it's got some damage on it, but that's a McCorkle blunt. It's the only one I've ever found. I have a lot of different kinds of blunts, but not a McCorkle except for that one. We're going to come back and probably finish and talk about this point right here. I won't get into it now, but obviously, as you can see, it's old. This frame here has a lot of old stuff in it. This is a broken point that was worked into a scraper. I like that. A drill bit right beside it. There's a Lance and Nelly. It's a little stem point that they have turned into like a little shaft scraper thing there. I just love this little side notch, and we're going to bring that out and lay it base to base with another point that I'd found this year. I have a friend of mine, he just was enamored with this little bifurcate right here, this little Lake Erie. You can see this little bifurcated, well, this is another bifurcated point, but that's a heavy duty. It's made of some unusual flint for the area. It's banded. It's nice. There's another Decatur blade. That might be the nicest one I've found this year. I just found one on Father's Day. It was pretty exceptional as well. End scraper. Look at this end scraper here. Whew. Ouch. Flint Ridge bi-point, another bifurcate. This might be a rework. This little point right here, like that. This knife. It's stacked. It's got a stack on it. But it is what it is. That's like a That's a Paleo. It's a Kessel. Look at the base. There's right angles to it as they come up. And this point is as polished as a Clovis in the base. Superior polishing. Just as polished as like a big Sandy or the sides of a Clovis. It's an exceptional piece. I had walked by it the day I found it. I actually had taken a step or two beyond it. As I looked over my right shoulder, it was laying on the other side of the lump, but it was laying out. It was a breath taker. I don't know if that's a flint celt or a square knife, but it's a very nice piece. Another big end scraper. Look at that kind. I love the color on that. It's a circle blade. End scraper up in that corner. Drill. I can't tell if it's damaged or not. It might be damaged. Pretty sure it is. Big little black Shotgun end scraper. Okay. I shot that bad boy right there. That's one awesome little feller right there. Now, on to this point. I found this point in East Coshocton with this nutting stone. It's been heat treated, it's been reddened. It's a double hand size. Reminds me of an eyeball. But these two pieces were found very close together. Both of them in East Knox. Once again, you can't see, it's a little bright out here. That's nice. Now in this case, I'm going to address one thing here. I didn't even point to this Adena that I displayed the last time. In this case, of the first of the year. But when I found this, it was this blade, and it's all napped out. Whether they broke it and they reworked it, but it's full. And this, all in the same field on the same hill. I would just like to clarify that. Okay, I'm out here getting ate up. That's what happens when you live out in the country. The bugs tear you up. Alright, now here we are. I don't know if you can pick up the flaking patterns, chipping patterns on that, but it's a nice little Paleo. Found in the same place as that. This lance, this, and this in the same field. It was, this hill right below the top of it, so I'd say 80% of the way up the hill before the crest, there was a lump, and on the kind of like on the other side of the lump, I really found a lot of stuff. And all these paleo items came from there. Now, if you was to ask me what I think happened, and this is common in this county, they would go below the hilltop and then cut into the mountainside there. It made it easier for them to get to the flint. I use similar techniques in bottle dumps. So when I found these, I knew it instantly at what I had discovered. Now, as you can see, this point's unifaced on the backside. Napped in right there, so I believe this is actually a point, or not a point, but a knife, because they napped this big section right here. But yet it has a nice fine point. Now at the back of it, it is finely ground, as you would suspect a paleo point would be, 1/8 of an inch on each side, and dead center of the base. And it is fluted. So if anybody sees this video and you have an idea about what this thing is, because it was found in a flint tool workshop, western Coshocton County, in a sea of Coshocton black and gray chert. Not the best I can tell you about it, but what an interesting piece. Now, back to the Kessel. This Kessel point was found with this stone right here, this nutter. This pecked out stone, and it's pecked out on both sides. As you can see, boy, these bugs. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. This is the top of a pestle. I've got a bunch of them. Some are full, mostly broken noise, just like this. But this one here has a little nutting stone hole right there. Also was found with a Kessel point in the same area. And you can see the plow scar. It's awful, right into the nutting hole stone. This here is a really nice pecking stone. As you can see, there's facets upon facets on this stone right here, and dimpled. So, one last look here. The farm that these 3 paleos came off of, actually it's 4, but this one was across the road. It was not in the same location. These 3, though, they were found within not yards but feet of one another. That farm at one time was 660 acres and had just been sold, but it was sold to a guy whom I have permission from, and it worked out just fine. So back to the first frame of the year. Well, hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for all the subscribers and the views. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.